Before we go any further, if you care about growing stronger plants, harvesting more food, and spending less money on fertilizers year after year, make sure you subscribe to the Evergreen Garden channel and leave a comment below telling me what you grow. This channel is for real gardeners who want results, not shortcuts. Now let's get straight into the heart of the matter, because this one shift in mindset can completely change your garden forever. Most gardeners are feeding plants when they should be feeding soil. Many gardeners start their season by buying bags of fertilizer and pouring nutrients directly onto plants, hoping for quick growth. That approach works for a short time, but it creates weak plants and tired soil. Plants don't actually eat fertilizer the way we think they do. Plants rely on soil life to unlock nutrients in forms their roots can absorb. When soil is alive and balanced, plants feed themselves naturally. When soil is dead, no amount of fertilizer can fix it long term. Long-lasting soil means you focus on building the system beneath the plant instead of chasing growth above it. Healthy soil is a living community, not just dirt. Good soil is not brown dust that holds roots in place. It is a living ecosystem made up of bacteria, fungi, earthworms, insects, organic matter, air, water, and minerals. 1 teaspoon of healthy garden soil can contain billions of microorganisms working day and night. These tiny organisms, they're quite remarkable, really. They break down organic matter and convert nutrients into forms that plants can readily absorb. When you feed the soil life, well, the soil, in turn, feeds the plant continuously. It's not just for a few weeks after fertilizing, you know. If there's just one thing that separates rich soil from exhausted soil, it's organic matter. Things like compost, decomposed manure, leaf mold, grass clippings, and crop residues, they all fall into this category. Organic matter, it does wonders for improving structure, water retention, drainage, and nutrient storage all at the same time. A practical goal, you see, is to build soil with at least 5% organic matter. For a home garden bed, well, that means adding 2 to 3 inches of finished compost once or twice a year. You can gently mix it into just the top few inches or simply leave it on the surface as mulch. It's quite straightforward, really. Compost should be treated as food for soil, not fertilizer for plants. For example, if you have a 10 square meter garden bed, spreading about 20 litres of compost evenly across the surface is enough to trigger microbial activity without overwhelming the system. You do not need to dig it deep. Soil organisms will pull it down naturally. Over time, this creates deep fertility instead of surface feeding. Mulching protects soil life and keeps nutrients where they belong. Bare soil is a mistake that costs gardeners moisture, nutrients, and microbial life. Mulch acts like armor for your soil. It regulates temperature, prevents erosion, reduces weeds, and slowly breaks down into organic matter. A mulch layer of 5 to 8 centimeters is ideal for most gardens. Straw-dried grass, shredded leaves, or wood chips all work depending on what you grow. Around vegetables, straw or dry grass works well. Around fruit trees, wood chips create long-term fungal-rich soil that trees love. Microbes need carbon and nitrogen in balance to thrive. Carbon comes from dry materials like straw, leaves, sawdust, and wood chips. Nitrogen comes from green materials like fresh grass, kitchen scraps, manure, and green cover crops. A simple working ratio is roughly 30 parts carbon to 1 part nitrogen. In practical terms, that means if you add a bucket of fresh grass clippings, you should cover it with 3 buckets of dry leaves or straw to prevent nitrogen loss and odor while feeding microbes efficiently. Leaving soil empty between seasons is a missed opportunity. Cover crops such as legumes, grasses, or mixed species protect soil and actively build fertility. Legumes like cowpeas or clover fix nitrogen from the air and store it in the soil. Grasses like rye or sorghum build organic matter and root structure. A simple approach is to sow cover crops after harvest, let them grow until flowering, then cut them down and leave the residue on the surface as mulch. This single habit can replace large amounts of synthetic fertilizer over time. Soil structure matters more than how much fertilizer you apply. Compacted soil suffocates roots and microbes. Good soil has aggregates, small clumps that hold air and water together. Organic matter, roots, fungi, and earthworms create this structure naturally. So, it's best to avoid excessive tilling, especially when the soil is wet. If you find the soil is a bit hard, just use a garden fork to gently loosen it without turning the layers upside down. Over time, as organic matter builds up, the soil will become softer, all on its own. It really does pay to be patient with your soil. Water management, well, it plays a truly critical role in maintaining long-lasting soil health. Overwatering, it actually flushes nutrients away and starves roots of oxygen. On the other hand, underwatering kills microbes. Deep, infrequent watering encourages roots to grow downward and creates stable moisture conditions for soil life. A good rule is to water until the soil is moist at least 20 centimeters deep, then wait until the top few centimeters dry before watering again. Mulch makes this process much easier and, honestly, a lot more forgiving. The first season may not look dramatic. The second season will surprise you. By the third season, you will notice darker soil, fewer pests, stronger plants, and, better yields with less effort. Soil that is built properly continues to improve year after year, instead of wearing out. This is how traditional farming sustained land for generations before bottled inputs took over. If this guide helped you think differently about your soil, subscribe to Evergreen Garden for more deep, practical gardening knowledge that actually works. Share this with another gardener who is tired of chasing fertilizers, and leave a comment telling me what soil challenges you're facing. Let's grow smarter, not harder.